Good morning. This is Mark Harrison with Sewer Line Check Professionals. I'm here at 419 Grand Boulevard in Venice, and I'm in the process of performing a video examination of the main sewer line here on the property for Simon Watts. Now, the main sewer line is the portion of the waste drainage piping that is exterior to the structure. It lies underground and connects the building drain line system to the public sewer. The building drain line system then is the portion or portions of the waste drainage piping that is underneath or interior to the structure. Our examination today is not focused on the building drain line system, so if further evaluation is desired regarding the building drain line system, a licensed plumbing contractor should be contacted, or a specialty building drain line video examination can be set up through our office. So I wasn't able to locate an exposed or accessible main sewer line cleanout. The main sewer line cleanout is an area outside the structure that has a removable cap where the drain system exits the building to be able to access and maintain the main sewer line that runs underground and connects to the public sewer. Also wasn't able to find any clean-out access reasonable on the exterior of the house or underneath, so I decided to remove the toilet downstairs, and we've dropped down through that drain, pushed through maybe 40-45 feet or so of the building drain line under the house, all the way out the back under the driveway, and now we're currently looking down into the public sewer. It's running down about the middle of the alley. So what we're going to do in this case is I'm going to start here. We'll pull the camera backwards, examine this line in a backwards fashion, mostly because it was just kind of tough to get it out to this point. So as we pull off of the public sewer, we're pulling back into the 6-inch vitrified clay piping. This is the section of the system we refer to as the lateral pipe. It comes from the public sewer up to the property. Now, these clay pipe materials, they are expected to have a long service life. This is a natural material, so it's less likely to deteriorate underground, but it can be fairly brittle in nature and does have a higher potential for damage during seismic activity or earthquakes. Another common thing we find in these older clay pipes are roots intruding at the joint areas. We have a very slight amount of that happening here. Normally we are suggesting that roots of the joints can be maintained with regular sewer line cleanings. It's when they're left unmaintained for extended periods that they have the potential to create blockages in the line and also to damage these joints. Now, this certainly doesn't look like anything of any real significance. Looks like there's a little bit larger diameter root here on the bottom, and a couple of finger roots coming in on the top. There's no evidence that this pipe has been maintained with regular cleanings, so for the time being, those roots don't appear to be causing any issues. But at some point, you want to be able to get in there and snake them out on a regular basis. Alright, so we'll pull back about 10 feet up to the edge of the driveway where it meets the alley, and now we're pulling back into the original 4-inch cast iron piping. Now, these cast iron pipe materials typically were expected to last somewhere in the 70 to 80 year range. And what we're seeing here is excessive rust and scale. We see root intrusions here as we're running through the pipe. More so root penetrations. Those roots are actually penetrating the wall of the pipe. We'll get a look at that as we pull back. But you also see this little valley, or almost a little canyon, being grooved out of the bottom of this pipe. So this is all evidence that this pipe is at the end of its useful service life and is recommended for upgrades. Now, in this case, that is going to include any of the original cast iron pipe left in service under the house. So in order to get a full evaluation of that portion of the system, you should talk to a plumbing contractor. We're not really able to send our camera through every pipe here under the building, especially without clean-out access. But in most cases, you can get under the house and look at these pipes, see what's already been upgraded and what hasn't. So the line basically comes off the back corner. If you're looking at it from the alley, it would be the back left corner, the left side corner, and runs out under the driveway. A depth of only about 2.5 feet where it meets up with that clay. Now, under the structure, the line does jog around. See, we've come back around the corner, and this is where we're starting to see those roots. See some of them there. The bottom of this pipe is rotted out, pocketed. You see that water standing in that area. You can see all of the cast iron, rust, debris, and flakes. Dirty water. All of that's telling us this pipe is at the end of its service life. under the house. Unfortunately, let's see if we can get the camera cleaned up here. Really hard to keep this camera clean, so that, again, just tells us more of the same. Alright, so as we continue to pull back, we are going to pull back into a short section of plastic here under the house. Basically a section that's been upgraded. So they have done some upgrades to these pipes under the building, but it does look like a minimal amount. And here we go, back up through the toilet drain. Flange here where the toilet's attached. Now we'll be replacing these bolts. These are the new bolts. The old ones were pretty rotted out, and I may not be able to see here on camera, but this flange is not very even. It's kind of high in a couple of points, so the toilet's going to be a little difficult to put back on. Probably would want to get a plumber out here to do a better job on this flange so that the toilet can be better seated. Make sure it gets a proper seal. You see all this discoloration around the toilet. Most likely this thing has been leaking. Alright, so with that, I am going to wrap up the video portion of the examination for today. Please do refer to the written report for a description of the final findings and recommendations, which in this case are going to be that the original cast iron piping left in the main sewer line and any portions of the building drain system under the structure are recommended for upgrades. This is Mark Harrison with Sewer Line Check Professionals. Thank you very much and have a pleasant day.